Man, look, I'm gonna make this a TLDR. Go in the link in the description. It has all the files that you'll need for this video. I don't want you, the viewer at home, to be wasting their time watching random viewer content creator go,
Mighty Action Joker!
What it be? What it do, everybody? My name is irrelevant because I don't talk like that. I actually had to redo this video again because the game updated and it changed enough stuff to where I had to redo this video. Nevertheless, this is the Digimon card game fan-made as stated right here. Meaning this isn't some sort of tabletop mod that you're probably familiar with. This is a full-on game probably built from the ground up. This personally has been my favorite way to actually learn the Digimon Tcg because I've been so interested in it as of late, but I haven't really gotten to record content of it until right now. Let me show you what makes this game so good. Starting with the local mode, you are fighting AI in this mode. First of all, it's cool that the game provides you just starter decks for you to mess around with, so you immediately don't have to just jump in and then make a deck and immediately have no idea what you're doing. You'll just have an idea of stuff that you want to go for. For example, look, this is the red on the left, blue. Playing these starter decks will give you an idea of what the color will do, or at least that variant of the color, and you'll have a better understanding on how the game's supposed to work in that regard. Then if you scroll down a little here, these are all my decks that I made. 2.4, 2.5. This deck right here I literally just stole from True Champ Steven because I'm still trying to figure out anything good in this game.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Steven Rodriguez. I'm your true champion.
I'm gonna real quick show you a little test match of how the game plays because I at least want you to have an idea of what goes down when you start a game. I'll be quick. The whole point of this video isn't to showcase the gameplay specifically. I just want to show you the entire game, and I want to cover as much information as I can in this video without rushing and hopefully being as detailed as possible. I make this video with the assumption that you're interested in the Digimon Tcg. You don't have to know anything about this to fully understand the video, but I'm not going to go over the specifics for you. I just want to show you that this is a really good way to get a better understanding of the game if you're interested, or if you're just a long-term fan. Okay, hatching phase. Just click. There we go. We got your little baby level 2 over here. We got our level 3s, the rookies. Got a Digiball right here. Boom. No memory was taken away because of the Digivolution cost being 0. Is this a little... No. Okay. This should take 2 memory from us because of the 2 Digivolution cost. Now we're at 1. Correct. Now if I were to drop this right here, it'll take another 2 memory and boom. Everything is pretty much being done for you. And since I play a lot of Vanguard 0, having a sort of medium like this to understand the Digimon TCG better is definitely what I need. Was that a Digivolve? Yeah, that was a Digivolve. That's why there's only 1. And look, I could just move this straight to the battle area from breeding. Dude, I really enjoy this. Watch, I can just attack right here. Security check. This will kill my card because of the damaging power. This is my blocker right here, so if they attack, I can immediately block. Here, an on-play effect. Reveal top 3 for level 4. We can do that right now. This should show the top 3. Oh, look at that. No level 4. So now we just put them back. Anything else? I could check my trash. This Goblimon that just got killed from when I attacked is still right here. I can check their trash as well. I can also check what's underneath their main Digimon. Digimon. See, look. Their inherited effects that are immediately under the Digimon, they show that. Oh look, breeding. If I'm in the mood to just suspend, I can just suspend right here. Boom. Look at that. Another Digimon. Although I'm just barely going over the specifics of this game, what I'm trying to show to you is that the game plays itself. From what I've seen in the tabletop sim, you pretty much have to do everything manually, unless stated otherwise. Unless by the time I upload this, there's a client on Tabletop Simulator that just has everything done for you as if it was something like this. But I'm still probably going to stick to this because not only have I enjoyed it so much, I'm kind of used to it. I think I've shown enough to demonstrate what the gameplay aspect of this sort of is. So if you just hit the escape, I'm playing this on PC, by the way. Oh yeah, this game is on PC, Mac, Android specifically. That's your only means of mobile, and browser. But I'm playing this on PC. If you hit escape, there, we get a little options menu. What's cool about this is that you can enter your nickname right here, which I've already done for Insavian. But if I want to switch it up and go, let's say, Bark, I can just hit confirm. Boom, now my name is now Bark, which obviously I'm not keeping. Advanced game mode is just, okay, 2 cards or more are about to activate at the exact same time. Which one do you want to activate first? I don't know what happens in this case if this is turned off. Maybe only 1 activates. But I keep this on in the off chance that I do have 2 things activated at once, and due to circumstance, I try to figure out which one is better to play in this case. Restart should be literal. If I were to hit restart right now, the battle should reset. Yep. Yeah, and now it's this. Look at this. It's as if we never left. Surrendering is literal, and in prior updates, surrendering was not a thing, because when people left, people just left the lobby and it kind of just messed up everything. So if I just hit surrender right now, boom, look at that. You can either play again, you can go back to the main menu, or you can go back to the match room. And the match room was this joint. Look at that. I may or may not be the reason why returning to your room is a thing, because I messaged the dev of this game, 8-Bit Nerd. Well, not messaged, but more so commented on a thing and they responded. They asked what features should be added in this game specifically. So I went, you should return to the match room so that if you're just tired of playing blue deck all the time, you can go, okay, let's go back to the match and I'm going to start playing with black deck, and then we could just keep playing. Because I assume that in this game, you're probably going to be wanting to play with friends more so than randos, and because of that, it would make more sense to just start a room, and then when you're done, at least with whatever deck you have, you just go back to this room to switch your deck. There's more that I want to talk about, but I'll refer to that in a bit. Let me cover some other stuff before going into, say, online right now. There's a tutorial mode, and the tutorial mode will show you how the game works. Now keep in mind, there's also an official Digimon Tcg card game learning app that's on Android and iOS. So I suggest maybe dipping your toes into that first and then playing the tutorial mode to have a better understanding of everything. But if you don't feel like doing all that, literally playing the tutorial mode on this game should probably be enough to have you understand how the game works. And since we're back in the options menu, I might as well go over some other stuff. Exiting the game is literal. It doesn't mean that you'll exit the match, it means you'll close the entire game. Please keep that in mind, there is a difference. Going back to main menu will bring you back to right here. The options menu is right here, so I might as well continue to go over it. There is a full screen option. There are graphics options right here. I like to run it on high as a default because I don't think ultra is necessary. But if your computer isn't all that powerful, you can just run it on a lower quality and the game should be running fine. Now, despite this saying the resolution is 640 by 480, it isn't, but I think it defaults to that visually because I'm currently running the resolution at 1920 by 1080 over here. I don't know why there's three of them. Game speed. Game speed is interesting because if you just want to play at a faster pace, you can literally just drop this to the far right, and I think it'll just start skipping stuff. And by skipping stuff, I mean you could just put something down immediately and it won't take the time to just go over whatever fancy animations they got going on. Going over here, far left, would just be as slow as you wanted it to be. It'll be, you put a card down and it will take all the time in the world that it wants to. I think having it around a little bit leaning towards the right more so than the middle would be the best option, but this is kind of what I got for me. Volume is nothing crazy. But if you're a content creator who's aspiring to potentially dip their toes into this game specifically, maybe you want to just turn off all of the volume. Maybe you just want to turn off all the volume and be fine. There's also the master volume, in which you don't have to touch the music or the effects. You can just touch both of them at once. And from balancing on my end, this has kind of been the best way to go about it. But this is how it works on my end. Now this right here is what scares me, because as a content creator, you probably don't want to be dealing with any sort of copyright strikes. However, this right here, despite it saying in the credits that it's all copyright free music, which I'll show the credits in a bit, I'm still kind of concerned because I've never recorded this for the channel before. And if there's no copyright strike, then I assume that everything will be fine, but I still gotta be precautious. Smart music means it's just gonna repeat from whatever song that's being chose. This is the song by default. But if you want to mess around, you can hit shuffle, and at the end of this song, shuffling is also literal. If you just hit it, it'll shuffle to a different song, and then after that song ends, it'll go to a different one, then a different one, different one, different one, different one. But if you just want to click a random song and then keep it at smart music, it'll just repeat whatever song you choose. I think as far as options go, that's pretty much all I have to show. I'll come to this in a bit. Here are the credits right here. Digimon's Bandai, Card Games Bandai, Matter from Spirits. Ooh, I gotta talk about some of this in a bit. But for the most part, these are just all the credits. These are all the credits. Thank you to everybody who's been participating in this. And this is 8-Bit Nerd, the dev, and I guess Victor Godaka. I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong. I really enjoyed this game. Okay, let's talk about the deck builder. This is one of the things that got updated that had me redo the entire video. So bear with me. Okay, let's go from left to right, skipping the cards. Here are your characters. If you wanted to have a specific character picked for whatever deck that you make, then go for it. Let's say I want Ken right here. We'll skip cards. Look at these card sleeves that we got. What's cool is that aesthetically, you can really just have whatever you want. Well, at least whatever's provided to you. But there's a lot of customization that's here. If I wanted to say have the Angelmon, that's my sleeve. Actually, no, let's go with this sleeve. Playmat. Look at this. They're literally named after each character. I'm pretty sure that these are ripped from the internet, but no one's really gonna complain. This is just a fan game after all. Who'd I pick? Ken? Here, we can give him the Ken, Wormmon, Stingmon playmat, right? That all? That all? Okay. Let's go to load real quick. Ooh, that's new. Okay. Okay, I probably have to show that. What load does is that if you were to click, say, the Sora deck, you hit load. Do you want to load a new deck? Yeah, sure. Boom. Okay, now we go back to the cards section and we'll demonstrate all the cards that are in this red pre-made deck. And now look. Now this isn't a part of your deck. This also isn't a part of your deck. How do you want to get rid of the stuff that's not a part of your deck and probably sticking to the color that you want? We'll just go click the little tools icon here. We'll click red and hit enter. There. Now everything that shows up here should just be red. Yeah, everything here is red. Now, you can totally mix, so if I just want red and yellow, red, red, yellow, 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 red, yep. You can mix and match pretty much any sort of setup that you want to have going on here. Though, the only thing that we have loaded in is this red deck right here. So if we just want to load in something else, now this is all the blue stuff. Yeah, you hear me? The sorting is also new. Sorting by level would be they're level 2, keep going until they're level 3, keep going until they're level 4, so on and so forth. This is some of the new stuff, which means that I also kind of have to learn. Attack is based on the top right icon. So as you can see, it'll go 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4. Digivolution cost. Look, there's a lot to just sort by. There is definitely a lot to sort by. Before we dive too deep into the whole cards tab right here, I at least want to show you stuff like the import. I'm not quite too sure about this, so I'm not going to be the one to talk to you about it. And the export. So for now, let's actually make this one loaded in. One of my black decks. Well, my only black deck, I guess. We'll go to save right here. As far as I know, this exporting thing is only going to work on PC and probably Mac. On mobile, it doesn't work unless there is an update that fixed that. And on browser, I don't think it works because it won't have access to your files because it's on a browser. But I'm not entirely sure. I know that for PC, doing this exporting thing will totally work. If you hit export right here, and then you call it, say, the deck that I still have it named as. Well, actually, let's say 2.5 just to show you that it did in fact export when I import it again. So we hit export. Now, you can't see this on my end, but there's a browse for folder tab that just happened. I'm not going to do anything crazy with it. If you're playing alongside me, just hit desktop right here so that it'll show up on your desktop. Okay, boom. Now we have this 2.5 exported. Let's go to load. Let's go to the tab that you want the deck to be on. Keep in mind, you have a lot of decks to make, but I kind of don't want to make too many without having at least been comfortable with something that I made. Import. When you hit import, it'll show to whatever's default, and in my case, it's default on the desktop. And on my desktop, I see Black Deck 2.5. Let's hit this, hit open. Boom, it's opened. It opened the deck, which means that my black deck is right here. But if I wanted to save this new deck that I just imported, then I can just save over here and overwrite over this, which I can because it's just a number change. See, which changes back to 2.4 though. Now, in all honesty, I really don't import and export stuff because I'm just making the decks and then saving them onto the game. I think I only export as a backup in the off chance that the game breaks and it loses all this information, which it hasn't happened to me, but it's possible that it could. Now we can talk about these cards. I already showed you the whole organizing thing. Let's actually make a deck. Actually, I don't even have to make a deck. I could just showcase it. Let's have this as blank. You see that we're still having a deck, right? I believe my black deck is still being... Okay, my black deck is definitely here. If you hit clear deck, boom, everything's dead. And now we can start from scratch. So let's say I want 3 Koromon, 4 Biomon, 4 Agumon, etc., etc. Making the deck is not hard. Making the deck is not hard. You can literally just get what you want. And then after you say save it here, see, it'll even show you what cards you got. If you were to save it here and then go, okay, I don't like this deck, then you can just load it up again. That's from right here. and then just go, okay, what do we change? What sucks? What could probably make it better? So on, so on, so on. There's a lot to filter out. If, say, you just want to check for the red cards that came out in Booster Set 3, these look like that's exactly it. These look like this is the only thing that's here. It's so cool. Now, as you can see, not all of the physical Digimon Tcg cards are in this game, but even so, there's a lot of cards that are in here. I guess one of the few drawbacks of this game is that, yes, it's kind of outdated in terms of the physical card game. So if you're looking for, say, a Goonimon, like how I am, it's not going to be here yet. If you want to stick to tabletop because everything's sort of up to date, that's fine. I'm still going to be doing this to get a better understanding of the game and have everything be done for me. And another sort of flaw is that it is still being updated to this day. So if there's a bug or something random that's not supposed to happen that happens, it can't be helped. It's still being updated. But for the most part, everything seems to work fine. There's one thing I did forget, the Patreon thing right here. What that does is that if you put in at most $10 on the Patreon, I know there's tiers to it, but I'm pretty sure the one I'm talking about is the one that you probably want to go for. Putting in that $10 for the Patreon will net you access to cards that are locked in early access. What that means is that cards that aren't available to everyone yet, you can play as a Patreon. And then after a week or two or so, the dev will unlock those cards, have them access to the public, and then we'll have a new set of cards locked under the Patreon thing. It's cute. I initially wasn't going to do this until a Goonimon came out, but due to circumstance, I kind of felt like I needed to. Not to keep up with the meta, it's because new cards came out for purple and black, and I don't want to wait. I want to kind of play them now. So I did. But you obviously don't have to put money into this if you don't want to. I definitely did. When you click it, it says enter a code here, but when you click it, it'll actually bring up your web browser with your Patreon logged in, and then it says, do you want to have access, or do you want to connect this to your Patreon account? And once you hit allow, then it'll just say you're connected, now close the page. Then the game will auto update and go from locked to unlocked. And I've been beating around the bush, so let's talk about online, because online got a lot of different changes. Immediately there's some stuff. This wasn't a thing before. This whole card pool and timer thing was not a thing. There's a lot of people online right now. Cool. Let me show you. So you can actually host your own match. I'm going to put this as a test, and then I'm going to actually need the password 123, which means that as long as someone knows the password, then they can join. All the cards is literal. You can totally have this set to either the first 3 starters, which is the red, blue, and yellow, right? Red, blue, yellow. Or you can have it to 1.1, which is, I believe, red, blue, yellow, and then the first booster box that came out. I'm pretty sure 1.5 is a majority of the set currently, and then all the cards is literal. This timer is recently added, so I assume they're gonna have some sort of competitive aspect going on, or so that you don't get timed out because people just left the game or something. But having a timer adjustable would be pretty nice, and being able to literally go, please only join with set 1 cards or 1.5 or just the starter decks. It's really nice. Once you hit host, you'll end up in, oh, look at this, doesn't this look familiar? And then from here, you would just wait for someone to join. You would just wait for someone to join that's right here. But since I have a password, and since this is a video, no one knows what the password is. If I were to say, get rid of this password, and then just call it, say, run it, because I normally do, I can just hit host here. I can have my deck ready. Let's say the black deck. I really gotta experiment more with this black deck of mine. Well, it's only because someone joins, it'll show. There we go. See, someone here already joined. They're gonna have their deck situated. Once they're situated, they'll hit ready. Or at least the ready icon will show up. Start. Boom. And here, we got a match going on. And if for whatever reason you want to be a weirdo, you can just go to surrender, restart. Actually, no, you can just surrender, because you can't restart online, I don't think. Now, I'm not going to show this whole match, but I at least want to show you that playing online totally works. And there are definitely people online. I enjoy this specific game a lot because it's helped me understand what I can and can't do in the Digimon Tcg. It's good, and I think it's a really good stepping stone for those who are interested in the physical game or the game in general. And from here, I'm pretty sure when I get a better understanding and the cards that I want are available in English, I'll probably just sink into that. But until then, I'm pretty sure I covered everything I wanted to cover for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe below. At some point I'm going to stream this game specifically, maybe with viewers. I'm not entirely sure. I honestly just hope I covered everything I wanted to cover because I cannot stress how much I enjoy this game. And you don't have to play randos online. You can just play with friends and other people who are interested. I hope you enjoyed. I definitely intend to upload more Digimon Tcg footage. Specifically this game, maybe something else, but I still gotta do a lot of work in progress stuff. But for now, this is, I guess, the starting line of me diversifying my content from Vanguard Zero. I got nothing else to say, man. I'll be seeing ya.